new Audi S3 is a very impressive take on the warm hatch dash, a hatchback which isn't as hard-edged as a dedicated performance model yet still boasts decent performance. Rivals include the Ford Focus Street and the BMW M135i. With only a few subtle cues to tell you this is a performance hatchback, you could be forgiven for thinking it's just another A3 with some fancy alloys on. 5 minutes behind the wheel will tell you otherwise, though. Under the bonnet of the S3 is a fantastic sounding 296 bhp 2.0-liter turbocharged petrol engine that, with the optional S-tronic dual-clutch semi-automatic transmission, will propel the car from 0-62 miles per hour in just 5.1 seconds and take it up to an electrically limited top speed of 155 miles per hour with an official average fuel consumption of 40.9 miles per gallon. It's not quite as inefficient as the performance figures suggest either. Indeed, CO2 emissions of 159 gkm mean road tax isn't going to break the bank considering how quick this car is. There are 4 S3 models, as well as a 3-door hatch. Also included in the S3 range is a Sportback version, which is a 5-door with a longer wheelbase to give more space for passenger and luggage. Then there's an S3 Saloon, which aims to take on the Mercedes-Benz CLA by offering a 4-door saloon body shape with more seats of luggage space than the Sportback yet with the same amount of interior space. Completing the lineup is the S3 Cabriolet with a folding fabric roof that can be raised and lowered at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. One petrol engine, the 2.0 TFSI in the Audi S3 is new, and the only thing it has in common with its predecessor is its displacement of 1,984 cc. The 4-cylinder unit delivers a 380 Nm of torque. Its soundtrack is pumped into the cabin via what Audi called a sound actuator in the bulkhead. And of all the systems we've tried, this one is most realistic. The S3 has quattro permanent all-wheel drive and it runs on 18-inch alloy wheels that have a specific design with 5 parallel spokes, which means you can clearly see the black brake calipers with S3 logos. Audi Drive Select is standard in the new Audi S3, and that allows you to choose between different driving modes that increase the throttle response and steering weighting according to conditions and preference. Subtle design touches, a diminutive body kit adorns the exterior of the car. In fact, the twin tailpipes at each rear corner are the only really obvious hint to its performance pedigree. Inside, there's a typically high-class Audi cabin with top drawer materials and a clever multimedia system which provides myriad features for the driver. For our full evaluation, read on For Our Full Audi S3 Review. The sole engine option providing Audi S3 performance is an all-new 2.0-liter turbocharged petrol engine. It produces 296 bhp, boasting maximum torque of 380 Nm between 1,800 and 5,500 revolutions per minute. That means a sprint to 62 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds for cars fitted with the 6-speed manual gearbox and 4.8 seconds for those fitted with the 6-speed semi-automatic S-tronic gearbox. On the road the engine is very good indeed. The thing that impresses most is its versatility. Thanks to the generous spread of torque, there's always enough grunt to facilitate strong acceleration. The manual gearbox is also very good. It has a robust and reassuring feel, which makes moving up and down the box a real pleasure. Audi's Drive Select system adjusts throttle response, and with S-tronic also the gearbox response, between comfort and dynamic settings. When fitted with the S-tronic gearbox, the S3 comes with a launch control system which allows you to get off the line as quickly as possible. Thanks to Audi's quattro 4-wheel drive system, the S3 feels fantastically planted at all times. It has tons of grip, which inspires confidence in the car. It's balanced, too. You don't get the impression the front or the rear is going to break loose. No matter how ham-fisted you are in the middle of a bend, the car reacts predictably in a measured fashion. Body roll is incredibly well contained, which adds to the feeling of balance in the bends. The steering, while somewhat inert, is direct and generally well weighted. You can adjust this via Audi's Drive Select system between comfort and dynamic settings. It might lack the handling excitement of some of its rivals, but makes up for that with superior everyday usability. Audi Magnetic Ride is an optional extra, allowing you to alter the suspension's characteristics via the Drive Select system. It's certainly a smart place to be. Of note was the refined dashboard design. Many cars have so many buttons these days you think you're in a space shuttle, but the S3's interior feels restrained and, well, classy. The instrument dials are gray, the needles white. The rev counter includes a boost pressure indicator and there's that multi-function sports steering wheel with a flat-bottom trim. In models equipped with S-Tronic, it also has aluminum look shift paddles behind the wheel. The pedals and footrest are made of brushed aluminum. Sports seats with pull-out seat cushions are also a new development, while Audi also offers optional S-Sport seats with integrated head restraints and diamond quilting. The interior of the S3, including the headlining, is in black with contrasting stitching. S logos adorn the door sill strips, the steering wheel, the gear selector lever knob and the instruments. Unlike some other high-performance hatchbacks, Audi S3 comfort levels aren't actually bad at all. The ride quality is forgiving and the cabin doesn't suffer from undue road or wind noise intrusion. You can hear the engine, but that's deliberate. Audi has actively pumped sound into the cabin to emphasize the S3's sporty nature. The seats are very supportive and also fairly comfortable, so there's not a huge amount to worry about there. Being the top-of-the-range version of the A3, there's a huge amount of kit on the S3. As is the norm with Audi, there's also a serious amount of optional extras you can choose to customize your car further. Standard Audi S3 equipment. On every S3 you'll get a huge amount of standard equipment. The cockpit features an 11mm thick electrically folding screen which pops out of the dash and features information from the MMI multimedia system, which is in turn controlled by the rotary click wheel behind the gear lever. You get brushed stainless steel pedals, a flat-bottomed multi-function steering wheel with paddles behind a S-Tronic, a boost pressure gauge on the dash and aluminum sill trims. On the outside you get a subtle body styling kit incorporating 4 exhaust tailpipes, 18-inch alloy wheels, sports suspension lowered 25mm, xenon headlights with headlight washers, LED rear lights and a range of exclusive color choices. There's also a range of electronic and assistance systems, including a rest recommendation system which will tell you when the car senses the driver's attentiveness is faltering. Other highlights include keyless ignition, air conditioning, an electric parking brake, parking sensors, electric windows and of course that quattro 4-wheel drive system. For even more visual impact, Audi offers the S3 hatchback, Sportback and Saloon in striking black edition trim. In addition to all the standard S3 equipment, this adds unique 18-inch turbine-designed diamond-cut alloy wheels, black exterior highlights pack, privacy glass, black door mirrors and the premium Bang & Olufsen sound system. Audi S3 Saloon benefits from larger, 19-inch alloy wheels and black edition trim. Optional Audi S3 accessories. There's a vast array of optional extras available on the new S3. Highlights include the magnetic ride system which allows tuning of the suspension using the Drive Select switch. The S-Tronic 6-speed automatic gearbox will cost you extra, but features a long top gear for better fuel economy and also a launch control system which allows you to get off the line in the quickest time possible. Audi Phone Box is a clever setup which connects any mobile phone to the car. It makes use of a roof-mounted antenna to boost signal and reduce transmission power. Your mobile connects to this via a USB lead or an adapter cable. There's also the option to pick an upgraded sound system with 14 speakers, adaptive cruise control which will keep the car at a preset speed unless a vehicle in front is detected, myriad safety systems and of course a wide range of paint and interior trim options. A 5-star Euro NCAP crash test score comes thanks to the many Audi S3 safety systems available. As standard you get 2 front, side and head airbags. There's also a new knee airbag for the driver and rest recognition, which warns the driver to take a rest if tiredness is detected. Optional safety systems include Audi's Pre-Safe, which prepares the car in the event it senses a crash is imminent. There's adaptive cruise control, which changes the vehicle's speed if it senses a car is in front when cruise control is active. Audi Side Assist is a form of blind spot warning, which senses when cars are behind and to the side and warns the driver. If the driver ignores the warning and goes to pull out, a far more obvious deterrent is issued, which Audi claims is nearly impossible to miss. Audi S3 practicality is extremely similar to that of the A3. In fact, it's identical. You get the same 325-liter boot space, which isn't as large as a Ford Focus Street, but it is big enough for most people's needs. There's a selection of cubbies and the door pockets are a decent size too. The glove box will house anything you want kept out of sight. Because an electric handbrake is installed, there's more than enough elbow room, which can sometimes be obstructed by a large handbrake lever.